A better example than showing and hiding views using these size class variations, which can actually be a little bit tricky to get right. But what is reliable is to do that with constraints, which is to install and uninstall constraints based on size classes. So looking at this landscape view with this image, we can see that it's not really pinning it all the way to the edges. So let's pin it to the edges, which I already know is going to break the portrait view, but I'll show you how we would install these constraints only for landscape mode. So let's do our pin button. And when I pin and set these up, I can also do this by control dragging from this UI image view up to the parent view, as I was doing the document outline before. So 0, 0, 0, 0. So with the Seneca UI image view selected, if I go to the pin button, add these 4 constraints, 0, 0, it's going to do this to its immediate super view. So it saves you having to manually drag and get the exact right super view, because you want to pin it to the view that immediately contains it. And we add those 4 constraints, and now it allows the image to grow, well, as large as it can for this particular screen. And if you go to portrait, well, that's not going to work. It can't satisfy. This is the red line up here. It can't make this 0 with all these items above it. So let's install it. Install the constraints only for the landscape view. So select the constraints. So for compact, which is, again, you kind of have to look these up in the table. They were linked in the notes as to what the size classes are. Compact is this landscape view for iPhones that are not iPhone 7 Pluses, which have iPhone 7 Plus as another size class. So I've installed the 4 constraints, top left, bottom right, well, leading, trailing. For the image view, landscape only, let's switch to portrait, and they've all become grayed out. They're no longer installed, and our portrait view is still okay. We can switch back to this view, and they become active, and it pins everything to the edges. So if you can do variations that are with the constraints selected, and then hit the plus button, for instance, and change whether they're installed or change the constant, this works very reliably in terms of it's easy to predict. You're not going to see a lot of unexpected behavior, which sometimes can happen with the interface builder. We can see sometimes you just find you're getting yourself into trouble, and you kind of have to delete a few constraints, take a few steps back, build things back up, and figure out where you went wrong. But anyway, I find this one works quite reliably. So hopefully that's useful.